You're not just hearing stories. You're stepping into the world of Napoleon Hill, a man who turned conversations with billionaires into a roadmap for success. His voice, steady and deliberate, carries the weight of lessons learned from giants like Andrew Carnegie, men who built empires from nothing but ideas and grit. You can almost feel the electricity of their ambition, the kind that crackles in the air when someone dares to think bigger than their circumstances. Hill's core belief, one he carried like a torch, was that your thoughts shape your reality. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. He wrote in Think and Grow Rich, a book born from his 20-year quest to distill the principles of success. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a call to action, a demand to take control of your mind's limitless potential. Picture yourself in 1908, a young Hill, barely scraping by, sitting across from Carnegie himself. The steel magnate, with his piercing eyes and relentless drive, didn't just hand Hill a paycheck, he gave him a mission. Study the habits of the successful, Carnegie urged, and share them with the world. That moment, Hill later said, was when he realized success begins with a single, burning idea. All achievement, all earned riches, have their beginning in an idea, he wrote. You can feel the weight of that truth, can't you? It's not about where you start. It's about what you choose to focus on. Hill's time with Carnegie wasn't glamorous. He wasn't whining and dining with elites. He was scribbling notes, chasing leads, sometimes sleeping in cheap boarding houses. Yet that hustle fueled his vision. He saw that men like Carnegie didn't just think. They thought with purpose, with clarity, like architects sketching blueprints for skyscrapers. Now here's something odd. Hill once claimed he kept a mastermind group of imaginary advisors, historical figures like Lincoln and Edison, whom he'd consult in his mind each night. Strange, right? But it worked for him, a mental trick to sharpen his focus and tap into wisdom beyond his own. You might chuckle at the idea, picturing him debating Lincoln in his head, but it's a reminder. Success demands creativity, even in how you train your mind. Historians still debate whether Hill exaggerated his access to tycoons like Carnegie or Ford. Some say he stretched the truth to build his legend, while others argue his insights prove he was in the room with greatness. Either way, his words carry weight because they resonate across time. You're standing at the edge of your own dreams now, aren't you? Hill would tell you to stop doubting, to start seeing. The starting point of all achievement is desire, he said. Not a fleeting wish, but a white-hot, unshakable want. He learned this from men who turned steel, oil, and railroads into fortunes. They didn't wait for permission. They visualized their empires before a single brick was laid. You can do the same, Hill insists. Picture your goal so vividly it feels real, like you can touch it. That's where it begins. In the quiet of your mind, where doubts are silenced and possibilities take root. It's not magic, it's discipline. Carnegie didn't build his empire by daydreaming alone. He paired vision with action. Hill watched him, studied him, and realized that a clear mind, focused on a singular goal, is like a compass in a storm. You might feel the world pulling you in 100 directions, bills, distractions, fears. Hill saw that too. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat, he wrote. It's a gut punch, isn't it? No plan B. No safety net. Just you and your vision, locked in a dance that demands every ounce of your focus. He learned this from men who risked everything, who saw failure not as a dead end but as a detour. You're not alone in this, though. Hill's words are a bridge between you and the giants who came before. They faced the same doubts, the same long nights. What set them apart was their refusal to let go of the picture in their minds. As you sit with these ideas, you can almost hear Hill's voice, steady as a metronome, urging you to keep your eyes on the horizon. The world may be loud, but your thoughts can be louder. You don't need a tycoon's wealth to start. You just need their mindset. Hill's lessons, carved from years of watching the greats, are yours to claim. You're not just dreaming now, you're building step by step, thought by thought. The path is clear, but it's up to you to take it. You're still standing on that path Napoleon Hill laid out, the one carved from the minds of men who turned dreams into empires. The air feels heavier now, charged with the weight of what comes next. Hill didn't just talk about thinking big. He believed that thoughts without belief are like ships without sails. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. He wrote in Think and Grow Rich, a line that hums with conviction. You can almost see him, hunched over his desk, piecing together the stories of titans like Henry Ford, who didn't just build cars but believed in a future where every American could drive one. That belief wasn't a vague hope, it was a fire, a purpose so clear it burned through doubt. Hill learned this from years of watching men who didn't just want success, they trusted it was theirs to claim. Picture yourself in Hill's shoes, traveling dusty roads to meet these giants. In 1917, he sat with Thomas Edison, the man who lit the world. Edison didn't just invent. He believed each failure was a step closer to truth. Hill soaked this up, noting how Edison's faith in his vision kept him tinkering through thousands of failed light bulb experiments. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought, Hill wrote. You feel that, don't you? It's not enough to dream. You've got to trust your dream like it's already real. Hill saw this in every tycoon he studied. Their belief wasn't blind, but a deliberate choice to see possibilities where others saw walls. Here's a quirky detail. Hill once admitted he struggled to pay his bills while writing his magnum opus. He'd preach success to others while scraping by, sometimes relying on the kindness of friends for a meal. It's almost comical, this irony, a man teaching wealth while broke, but it humanizes him. He wasn't born with a silver spoon. He was just a guy who believed in his mission enough to keep going. Historians still argue over how much access Hill truly had to men like Edison or Ford. Some say he embellished his connections to sell books, while others point to his detailed insights as proof he was there, soaking in their wisdom. What's undeniable is the clarity of his message. Belief turns ideas into reality. Now lean into this. Hill didn't just talk about faith in vague terms, he tied it to purpose. There is no hope of success for the person who does not have a central purpose, or definite goal, at which to aim, he wrote. You can feel the urgency in those words, like a friend grabbing your shoulders, begging you to focus. He learned this from Carnegie, who didn't just want to make steel, he wanted to transform industry. That purpose drove every decision, every risk. You've got to find your why, Hill would say. Not just a goal, but a reason that wakes you up, that keeps you moving when the world says stop. It's personal, raw, like a heartbeat you can't ignore. You're carrying your own purpose now, aren't you? Maybe it's buried under doubt or distraction, but it's there. Hill's tycoons didn't have it easy. Ford faced bankruptcy, Carnegie battled cutthroat competitors. Yet their belief in their purpose was like armor. The majority of people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition, Hill observed. Don't be that person. You can hear the creak of the chair as Hill leaned forward, his voice low, urging you to hold fast. Belief isn't just optimism, it's defiance. It's saying, this is mine. Even when the odds laugh in your face. As you walk this path, you're not alone. Hill's words, drawn from men who shaped the world, are like a lantern in the dark. When your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve, he wrote. Feel that power stirring in you. It's not about being perfect, it's about trusting your purpose enough to keep moving. Hill saw it in every billionaire he studied. They weren't smarter or luckier. They believed with a ferocity that bent reality to their will. You're building that same strength now, step by step, belief by belief. The road ahead is yours to shape. Belief and purpose have set the fire in you. But Hill knew that fire needs fuel to burn. That fuel? Discipline and action. Success is the result of intelligently directed effort. He wrote in Think and Grow Rich, his words sharp as a blade, cutting through excuses. You can picture him watching men like John D. Rockefeller, who didn't just dream of oil empires. He built them through relentless, calculated moves. Hill saw that success isn't a lightning strike. It's a machine, built piece by piece, driven by the steady rhythm of discipline. You feel that rhythm now, don't you? It's the pulse of showing up, day after day, when the world tempts you to quit. Think of Hill in the 1920s, crisscrossing the country, his suitcase worn thin, chasing interviews with tycoons. He wasn't handed success, he earned it through dogged persistence. The majority of people who succeed do not begin to show results until after they are 40, he noted. A reminder that time is no enemy if you're disciplined. Rockefeller didn't strike oil by luck. He studied markets, refined processes, and acted with precision. Hill absorbed this, writing, "Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when, and if, it is organized into definite plans of action." You can almost hear the scratch of his pen as he jotted that down, urging you to move, to do. It's not enough to know. You've got to act with purpose, with focus, like a craftsman shaping raw stone into something eternal. Here's a strange tidbit. Hill once ran a magazine called Hill's Golden Rule, but it folded because he couldn't manage the finances. Ironic, right? The man preaching success stumbled hard, yet that failure only sharpened his resolve. He didn't just talk about discipline. He lived it, dusting himself off and diving back into his mission. Historians still debate whether Hill's early flops were due to bad luck or poor planning. Some call him a dreamer who overreached, while others argue those setbacks forged the grit behind his teachings. What matters is this: he kept moving. You're moving too, aren't you? Each step, each choice to act, is a brick in the foundation of your dreams. Now feel the weight of Hill's words. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand, and work with whatever tools you may have at your command. It's like he's sitting across from you, his voice steady, pushing you to stop planning and start doing. He saw this in Ford, who didn't wait for a perfect factory to build his cars. He started with what he had, tweaking, improving, acting. You don't need a perfect moment either. That job, that project, that dream. It's waiting for you to take the first step, however small. Hill's tycoons weren't born with empires. They built them through daily choices, disciplined habits, like sculptors chipping away at marble. You might feel the pull of procrastination, the whisper of tomorrow. Hill knew that trap. Most of us go through life as failures because we are waiting for the right time to start, he wrote. It's a quiet gut punch, isn't it? You can see yourself in that warning, the moments you hesitated, the chances you let slip. But Hill's voice is there, low and firm, reminding you that action is the antidote. Every billionaire he studied shared this trait. They acted, even when the path was foggy. Carnegie didn't wait for steel prices to stabilize. He built furnaces and trusted his plan. You can do the same. Start now, with what you have, and let each step clarify the next. The world feels heavy sometimes, doesn't it? Distractions, doubts, endless to-dos. Hill saw it in his own life, in the lives of the greats. Yet he learned that discipline is your shield, action your sword. Effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit, he wrote. You're not just dreaming now, you're building, moving, shaping your future with every choice. Hill's words, forged in the fires of his own struggles and the triumphs of titans, are your guide. Keep walking, keep acting. The path is yours, and every step is power. It's gratitude, the quiet force that turns ambition into abundance. Great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice, and is never the result of selfishness. Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich, his voice carrying the weight of lessons learned from men like Andrew Carnegie, who gave away fortunes to build libraries and schools. You can feel it, can't you? The way gratitude shifts your perspective, like sunlight breaking through clouds, making every step feel lighter, richer. Hill believed that appreciating what you have, however small, opens the door to more. Imagine Hill in the 1930s, his own life a patchwork of triumphs and struggles, sitting with philanthropists who didn't just chase wealth but shared it. He saw how gratitude wasn't just a feeling, it was a strategy. Carnegie, for instance, didn't hoard his millions. He poured them into public good, believing it multiplied his legacy. The man who cannot control himself can never control others, Hill wrote, tying gratitude to connection. You see, gratitude isn't solitary, it builds bridges. Hill learned this from watching tycoons forge alliances, not just with money but with genuine appreciation for those around them. No man can become a great leader without giving more than he takes, he noted. It's a call to look around, to value the people, the moments, the lessons that shape your path. Here's something curious. Hill once threw a lavish dinner party to pitch his success philosophy to potential backers, only to realize halfway through that he'd misjudged the menu. Too extravagant, and it alienated his guests. A small misstep, but it taught him to stay grounded, to appreciate the simple over the showy. Historians still debate whether Hill's charm was his greatest asset or a carefully crafted persona. Some say he leaned too hard on charisma to sell his ideas, while others argue his sincerity won over skeptics. Either way, his gratitude for every opportunity, big or small, kept him grounded. You can sense that humility in his words, urging you to pause, to notice what's already in your hands. Now let Hill's voice sink in. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. You're holding that seed now, aren't you? Maybe it's a setback you're facing, a moment that feels like a dead end. Hill would tell you to be grateful for it, not in a forced fake way, but because it's teaching you something. He saw this in men like Edison, who thanked his failures for showing him what didn't work. Gratitude, Hill learned, isn't just about what's good. It's about finding value in the struggle. You're not just building a dream. You're building a network of moments, people, lessons. The most successful men work in harmony with others, he wrote. A reminder that your success is tied to those you lift up along the way. You're walking through your own life now, noticing the small wins, the people who've helped you, the challenges that shaped you. Hill's tycoons didn't climb alone. They leaned on mentors, partners, even rivals. No individual may have great power without availing himself of the mastermind, he said, describing groups of minds working together. You can picture it. Carnegie strategizing with advisors, Ford consulting his engineers. Gratitude fueled their connections, made them stronger. You can do this too. Thank the friend who listens, the colleague who challenges you, the failure that pushed you to grow. It's not just polite, it's powerful. Hill saw it transform men from dreamers to legends. The world can feel cold sometimes, can't it? Competition, setbacks, endless noise. But Hill's voice is there, soft yet firm, like a hand on your shoulder. A great leader must be a great appreciator, he wrote. You're not just chasing a goal. You're weaving a tapestry of connections, of moments you're thankful for. Each one makes you stronger, richer in ways no bank account can measure. Hill's lessons, drawn from the hearts of those who changed the world, remind you to pause, to cherish, to connect. You're not alone on this path, and every step forward is a chance to give thanks for the journey. The world shifts, throws curveballs, and demands you bend without breaking. The successful leader must be willing to adapt to changing circumstances. He wrote in Think and Grow Rich, his words like a compass for navigating life's storms. You can feel the truth of it, can't you? The way life tests you, forcing you to pivot, to learn, to grow. Hill watched men like Henry Ford, who didn't just build cars but reinvented production itself when the world demanded speed. Success, Hill learned, isn't about standing still. It's about dancing with change, embracing it like an old friend. Picture Hill in the early 20th century, his own life a roller coaster of wins and losses, scribbling notes from conversations with titans who thrived on adaptability. Ford's assembly line wasn't born from stubbornness, but from seeing a new way forward. The person who stops studying merely because he has finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, Hill wrote. It's a wake-up call, sharp and clear. You're not done learning, ever. Hill saw this in every billionaire he studied. They didn't just adapt to change, they sought it, hungry for new knowledge, new methods. Ford didn't rest on his first Model T. He tweaked, improved, learned from every misstep. You're on that same journey, aren't you? Each challenge is a lesson, each failure a teacher. Here's a peculiar detail. Hill once tried to launch a chain of success schools in the 1920s, only to watch the venture collapse when the economy tanked. Most would have quit, but Hill pivoted, pouring his energy into writing instead. It's almost endearing, this man preaching success while wrestling with his own flops. Yet it proves his point. Adaptability is survival. Historians still argue over whether Hill's failures were due to overambition or bad timing. Some call him a dreamer who bit off too much, while others say his ability to bounce back proves his genius. What's clear is this. He learned from every stumble, just as he urged you to do. Now let Hill's voice settle over you, steady and warm. Every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. You feel that, don't you? That moment when a plan crumbles, but a new idea sparks. Hill saw this in Edison, who didn't curse his thousands of failed experiments but studied them, adapted, and found the filament that lit the world. You're not stuck, no matter how it feels. The job that didn't work out, the project that flopped, those are your classroom. The world is filled with an abundance of opportunity which the dreamers of the past never knew, Hill wrote. You're living in that abundance now, surrounded by tools, ideas, chances to pivot. All it takes is the courage to learn, to shift, to keep moving. You might feel the weight of change sometimes, the uncertainty, the fear of getting it wrong. Hill knew that feeling. He watched tycoons face it too, yet they never stopped learning. The most successful people are those who are willing to change their minds, he noted. It's not about being perfect, it's about being open. Ford didn't cling to old methods. He studied, experimented, adapted. You can do the same. Read that book, ask that question, try that new approach. Hill's tycoons weren't born geniuses. They were relentless learners, unafraid to evolve. You're evolving too, aren't you? Each lesson you embrace, each shift you make, is a step toward something bigger. The world keeps spinning, doesn't it? New challenges, new tech, new rules. But Hill's voice is there, calm and steady, like a lighthouse in the fog. The only thing you can control is your own mind, he wrote. You're not at the mercy of change, you're its master. Hill's lessons, pulled from the lives of those who shaped history, remind you to stay curious, to bend but not break. You're learning, adapting, growing stronger with every step. The path is yours, and every change is a chance to shine. Hill saw it in every billionaire he studied. A fire that refused to die no matter how fierce the storm. The majority of men meet with failure because of their lack of persistence in creating new plans to take the place of those which fail. He wrote in Think and Grow Rich. You can feel the weight of that truth, can't you? It's not about avoiding failure. It's about standing up, dusting off, and pushing forward. Hill watched men like Andrew Carnegie face crushing setbacks. Yet they rose, not because they were lucky but because they were relentless. Imagine Hill in the Great Depression. His own dreams battered by economic collapse. Yet still scribbling, still teaching. He learned resilience from men like Ford, who faced bankruptcy before building an automotive empire. Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure, Hill wrote. It's like he's whispering to you now, his voice low and steady, urging you to keep going. Carnegie didn't quit when rivals undercut his steel prices. He doubled down, refined his strategy, and outlasted them. You're carrying that same strength, aren't you? That spark that refuses to let a closed door be the end of your story. Here's an odd tidbit. Hill once claimed he faced a personal tragedy, so severe he nearly abandoned his work, though he never shared the details. Some say it was financial ruin. Others whisper it was a family loss. Whatever it was, he bounced back, proving the resilience he preached. Historians still debate whether Hill's vague references to personal struggles were genuine, or a storytelling tactic to connect with readers. Some call it embellishment, others raw honesty. What's clear is this. He kept moving forward just as he urges you to do. Every scar you carry, every setback, is proof you're still in the fight. Now let Hill's words sink deep. Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. You feel that, don't you? That unyielding core inside you, forged by every time you refuse to quit. Hill saw it in Edison, who didn't flinch after thousands of failed experiments, and in Rockefeller, who navigated economic chaos to build an empire. You're not just dreaming now, you're fighting for it. The only thing that stands between a man and what he wants from life is often merely the will to try it, and the faith to believe it is possible, Hill wrote. You're standing at that crossroads, aren't you? The world might push back, but you're tougher, built of the same steel Hill saw in those who changed history. You know the feeling, the late nights, the doubts, the moments when giving up seems easier. Hill knew them too. He watched tycoons face worse. Yet they persisted, not because they were fearless, but because they believed the prize was worth the pain. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat, he wrote. It's a call to commit, to go all in. You're not here to dip your toes. You're here to dive, to keep swimming no matter the current. Hill's voice is with you, steady as ever, reminding you that every giant he studied was once where you are now, fighting the same battles, choosing resilience over surrender. As you stand here, the path behind you is littered with lessons. Thoughts shaped, beliefs forged, actions taken, gratitude given, changes embraced. Now it's time to slow down, to let Hill's final lesson settle in your bones. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Because you have the power to control your thoughts, he wrote. The world will test you, but you're ready. You're not just a dreamer. You're a doer, a builder, a survivor. Hill's words, drawn from the lives of those who shaped the world, are your torch now. You've walked their path, and you're still standing stronger, wiser, unstoppable. This is your moment. The dreams you hold, the goals you chase, they're not just possible, they're yours to claim. Hill saw it in every titan he studied. Success isn't a gift, it's a choice made again and again through every storm. You're making that choice now, aren't you? With every step, every breath, you're writing your own story. So keep going. The world is waiting for you to shine.